So hey guys, welcome back to our analysis, reviews and forecast of the month of July from the week of I think 7th to, let me see, 8th to 12th. Then we're going to look at the forecast, possible forecast from 15th to 19th of July 2024. So this is JSMFX. Welcome back. For those that are joining us for the first time, karibuni sana. If you don't mind, you can hit the like and subscribe button, and also if you want to put on the notification bell so that you can get into great timing of the next videos or any tips or any information that I'm posting in the channel. So let us start off with the EURUSD. Actually, for the EURUSD, I didn't see so much of opportunities, but I just want to be a little bit descriptive about these pairs that I trade and how they went about, and also the possible probable moves that we could be expecting coming next week, starting tomorrow. Today is a Sunday, the 14th of July 2024. So let's start off with the EURUSD. So from the daily, we talked of this change of character, then price moved down, as you can see. Then we had another change of character, then price moved up, then another change of character that pushed the price lower, okay, to this point. But as you can see from where we stand right now, price looks to like wanting to make another high. And I drew this POI I think weeks before, okay, this daily POI, and I felt, to me, this being liquidity, the X line, it being liquidity, I figured after this change of character right here, I think this was on the 27th of December 2023, price had not mitigate to this extreme. So I think that's where price is gonna go to. Okay, so from what I can see on the EURUSD, especially from the daily, within this week, that is, we had this POI that actually I had not thought about it, because I'll try and show you, give you some little bit of proof from how I can how I view it. So we have this POI because, as you can see from here, I'll try and do this from here down here, price went up, did a pullback, broke again to the upside, then did a pullback with this candle, then went up. So where price is right now, or where price was before it shot to the upside, that means that this was the POI that the big money guys that were looking at. So as you can see, this was what was happening, but I think I drew it. I think I drew this POI right here. Yeah. So let me delete this one first. Okay. Okay. So with that being said, I want us to go down to the lower time frames so that we see on what we could be expecting. So from the 4 hour, no, this is still the daily. So from the 4 hour, we were still playing in between. Let me try and show you the range in between that high, okay, this high and this low, which makes it the lower low. And yes, we could have possibly seen that this was our lower high, and price would have broken to the downside, continue going lower. But from what I'm seeing right now is that price wants to continue shooting higher and higher. So what are we seeing right now? We are seeing that after this NFP of, I think, June 2024, okay, price has been wanting to coming to mitigate to this point of this 4 hour POI, and as you can see, yes, it reacted off from it, but from what I can see is that price continues shooting higher. Why? Because we saw so much momentum to the upside ever since this point. So what I want to explain is, from the 1 hour, I want us to go throughout the week and see on how price acted out. Okay, so on Monday, as you can see, we range around this area. I put in this change of character right here, thinking that price would have gone lower. Okay, so let me try and put in my arrows. price would have gone lower to this point. Okay, but as you can see, yes, we had this flag, yeah, but price did actually come that lower. So instead it came and broke this 15-minute break of structure or the range to the upside, as you can see. So after it went up, okay, came down, then ranged a little bit. That is on Thursday. Then on Friday, this was what happened. So for me, with this kind of peep moves that happened from here to here, it gave me enough evidence to say that this was actually another structure, and now it has broken to the upside. So I want to talk about the trade that I missed, and then talk about the forecast that I'm expecting. So around here, okay, I think this was on Monday, then Tuesday, then on Wednesday. I wasn't actually around that much during Monday and Tuesday, but on Wednesday I realized that after price came up to this point, we had this change of character. Then instead I felt with price going up and possibly going to break that structure, I noticed that we had this change of character. Sorry, after this change of character, we had the pullback to the downside. Then after that pullback, which came to this POI that I drew here, price continued ranging, but I was very keen to actually mark every POI that price would have come back to. So this one I think happened on the New York session. Okay, this happened in the New York session, and as I went to sleep, I think I got price coming to this point, of which, yes, I put in a set of this virtual trade right now, but I didn't take it. Okay, so I guess that was just a case of fear. So my trade actually was supposed to start from here, and my stop loss there, as you can see, but I didn't take that trade, although I was right. Why? Because after this change of character, I always believe that price will still come back to the extreme. Now, if you are not sure about that, or rather don't know anything that I'm saying, let me try and put in a little bit of information. So we had this low, then broke to the upside, then came back and broke that low. Okay, so that signals for us that we are going down. That means with this change of character, it being the last low, it being the low that I expected for it to be broken, for me to draw my change of character on the 15-minute. Okay, I expected price to actually go to the upside like this to mitigate this extreme, then continue down to these areas. But as you can see, price will continued going lower. Okay, then came up after a change of character around here, then came up, mitigated. Okay, let me try and zoom out. Yes, arranged, came, mitigated this POI, then came again, mitigated this POI, then went up, played again around this POI. All this time, as you can see, price was just trying to build liquidity and also fooling people that we could be going or continuing down. So it is at this point that many people, maybe if they had thought that this high or lower high would hold, they had not thought of this liquidity that was left pending. So for this one now, I felt that it would have been very evident, and with so many confluences, price would have gone up. So on Wednesday I would have had that much profit, but that didn't happen, and because of that I actually took other trades elsewhere. I think it was the GBPUSD. But yes, so price mitigated as speculated, but continued going higher. So even if I had that trade running, I would have had my comfortable 3R right there. So what are we looking at or expecting on the EURUSD? So this is what I'm seeing from the daily. Let me start off from the daily. I'm expecting price to go to this POI. Okay, I'm not expecting it to actually mitigate it during the next week from tomorrow, but what I'm trying to say is that from what I can see, that is what I expect. Okay, so I don't know if this is the trade that I missed. Okay, so after the break, this was on Thursday. After this break, I think there was news here. After that break, the next day price ranged. Okay, and I marked this, opening my 15-minute, I marked this as my POI that I expected price to actually come and touch, then go to the upside, but that didn't happen. And I feel also that as much as we didn't hit this POI down here, the 15-minute POI. I feel we just built liquidity, so I'm going to draw that one. I'm going to draw that one as my liquidity standpoint and mark it off, then expecting at least price to come back down there. So what am I expecting right now after this break of structure? Why am I calling that break of structure? Is because with this pullback, before this break of structure, the pullback was standing around, let's see, this was 40 pips. Okay, so it's enough for me to call that a break of structure. And by now, like I always say, I'm sure you have noticed that I really like triangles. Triangle patterns are just the best for me, especially on the break and the return. Okay, so after this break of structure, we can see that price broke to the upside, but before it broke, it actually, you know, touched the wick. It was only protruded with a wick. Okay, then we had this return. Okay, but with this return, they didn't go much further down, but continue going up to cause candle close and breaks. Okay, so with this now, this is another POI that I'll be expecting to look or view price from. And what now I'll be expecting from the 15-minute of the EURUSD is I'll be expecting something like this, that this POI could hold, okay, and do something like that. Okay, or also we could see something like this. Let's say it comes down there, then goes up. Okay, then maybe another low, another high to that point. Okay, then maybe break over to that, cause the change of character, like something like that, then have the return, then continue maybe to come and mitigate this POI. And also with this POI, I feel will also maybe do or get something like that. Okay, then continue to the upside. That is what I'll be expecting on the EURUSD, because of those two POIs that have, you know, strongly hold or held on that area. Okay, so maybe from the 4-hour, let's try and see if we can get something. So from the 4-hour, what can only and only, I repeat, only make me change my mind is this change of character. So let me try and draw it off. Because of this break of structure and candle close on the above place, I'll be expecting this to be broken. Okay, so even if that doesn't happen next week, I'll still be moving my change of character line above as price, you know, continues like building those liquidity points with the highs, with the lows and the highs, the lows and the highs to the upside. Okay, so that is my change of character line on the 4-hour that I'll be expecting for it to be taken away. But for now, with this I think this, yeah, this is the 4-hour change of character that I'll be expecting for it to be broken. Okay, so with this break of structure to the 15 minutes to the upside, I think my low now should be or will be standing around this area. Okay, so I'm going to remove this one and put it up here. Okay, and also I have some failed trades that I took and a little bit of emotional trades, so I'll show you all that so that maybe you don't make such kind of mistakes on your own next time when you are facing the market or something. So for me, after this break of structure to that point, this will be my actual low. Okay, I'll be having that as my low and expecting at least price to, you know, like not break beyond or below this line. So that's why now this POI, this 15-minute POI, stands so firmly strong that we will be holding within that area. Okay, so that is what I'll be expecting on the 15-minute on the EURUSD, as you can see. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to delete off these POIs that have just been, you know, broken through. Okay, I think that would be better so that I keep my chart clean. But all the same, even with these kind of projections that I had before, I'm also going to delete them because they have broken the plan that I had. So I have to be I'll have to have an open mind about it, and release them to go. But I think I'll leave this one here because I feel also this low still holds some gravity and still fresh for price to come down to that area. So yeah, so that is what I'll be expecting on the Euro USD for 4 hour. Unless it breaks this change of character, I feel we are still gonna go up to this POI, the daily POI that we're expecting, and also this 4 hour POI that we'll be expecting. So just give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, on to the focus of Aussie dollar, that is AUD USD. Okay, so starting off from the weekly, we see that we had this triangle which is still alive, but the triangle itself right now, as you can see, it has been broken. Okay, right here it has been broken, and price looks to like go up, because after this weekly change of character, we see price also dangling around, but it had not mitigate to this point or the extreme. That is, I think, from the daily perspective. So we're going to see that in a minute, but for now we can see that after this move to the downside right here, we had this low, then low high, then came down and had the lower low, and then we went up. With that upside, now price only reacted off of this flip zone right here, okay, on this candle right there, the bearish candle. So yeah, so price now has forced it to the upside from that candle, and now we could be waiting, or maybe waiting to see on how price would react off from this daily candle that is just being touched in the closing of this week. So what I could be expecting is for price to at least come up to this point where it can mitigate that area. We'll see that in the daily, because that's my daily POI, the purple rectangle color. Okay, purple rectangle. So let's look over to the daily and see what is happening. So from the daily, we can see first and foremost we are playing between that high and this low, and as you can see from the daily now, we see it very clearly that we had this change of character. Price pulled up but didn't mitigate that extreme, and from the look of things, I feel price now is going to mitigate that point, and that is why price has pushed to the upside. We also saw or expected price to at least come to the downside, as you can see right to this point, but that is not happening. So I'm going to remove this one out of my way so that I don't confuse myself. And also we expected at least price to react off from this 4 hour POI, but that didn't happen. It only reacted actually, but didn't go further to our expectations. So I think we'll just have to remove that one also, so that we have a clear picture of what we'll be expecting. So let's go over to the 4 hour, because after this range on the daily, after this range, price broke to the upside, but as you can see that after the break of this 4 hour structure, we have not pulled back to this 4 hour POI, which you're going to see in a minute. So that is where I'll be expecting price to come down to later, but not now. Okay, because after this break of structure, the minor structure on the daily, but the 4 hour range, we had this pull to the upside, which was broken by a wick, then pulled back but closed with a candle above the structure to the upside. Then we went up, then came down again. So this is the point where I'll be expecting at least to see my daily change of character happening, possibly next week. So let me try and draw that real quick. Okay, because with all these other candles, we see that we have broke every candle to the upside. So I'm going to leave that one there. As we go down to the lower time frames, we are going to get more proof to actually see if there's any significant move that we can make to expect the break. So 4 hour, we can see also that after the break of structure right here, price had not mitigated to this area, which I find it a little bit invalid, because as you can see, price before it broke structure, price actually mitigated every area that it was supposed to. So I think I'll remove this one also, for it doesn't make any sense. But what makes sense to me is that all this looks like liquidity right now, so I'll just leave my liquidity standpoint at that area, and I'll be expecting to see how price will move from that area. Okay, so what we are seeing right now is from the daily, we're seeing that price is at that change of character extreme, but from the 4 hour we can see also that price has touched that extreme. And let me try and zoom out so we can all see. So we can see that price has let me try and zoom in. I think price, okay, so price has broken this structure on the 4 hour, then is shooting up. So maybe we could see some reaction off of this POI that I just drawn here. So let me try and maximize it for you to see. So from this POI we can see that this daily change of character was actually was broken, but left a flip zone above. So I'll be expecting price to at least come back to that point where price is headed to. Then maybe from that area now, which now is this POI, the brown one, I'll be expecting price to at least react from that point. So where are we expecting our change of character, and maybe look for sell or selling points to dump the price together, is we have this move to the upside, then we had this return, then we have this candle right here, okay, that went up, then came down close below it, then all these candles broke the previous candles high. So I'll be expecting my change of character to be a little bit aggressive, and I'll put it at that point. Okay. So for the Aussie dollar, unless I see price breaking through these structures, so let's say something like that, let me try and show, like let's say it comes to this point, then comes and break this, causing the change of character like that. Say coming to this point, then look for any areas around here, then sell off from that point, so that we can continue, or rather start to mitigate all these areas that we left behind that had not been mitigated or broken. These ones, all this liquidity, we still have all those to deal with, which price might be pushed down to this POI that we left and expected and anticipated where price would have gone to. Okay, so that is what I'll be expecting on the Aussie dollar, maybe to come and touch this POI, then do all those conferences and dump it. But as of now, I think for me, I feel we still have buy opportunities, so that we can push the price higher. Okay, so what was there on the 15 minutes? Let me try let me first try, or rather start with the weekly. So we had price ranging on Monday, as you can see from this point, and we talked of, I think I talked of this, I talked of this trade, okay, that I took, which I think I posted it on my TikTok and showed people how, my TikTok and my Telegram, and showed people how I made some partials from it. Okay, so after the break of structure right here, I think this was a 15-minute, this is a 1 hour, but all this happened in a 15-minute. Okay, I came to realize I wasn't actually around. This was on Thursday, I wasn't around. So when price was pulling back, I left the price to like act on its own and move by itself, because I wasn't sure of where the price, or rather the market would go. So with this flag right here that I just drew, if I can show you on the 15-minute, yeah, I noticed later on that on Thursday we had this range. I think this was about London Open, during the London session. Then price broke through to the upside, which now this one signals or signal that we were continuing to go up. So all this together after the break to the upside, we got this return, which actually put us on a ranging motion. And as you can see, like always, I love the triangle patterns, and with this descending pattern, as you can see, price broke through, came and mitigated this POI. For those that are SMC students, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. For those that are not, let me know in the comment section if you need some coaching on SMC so I can take you through. So after the break, we came and mitigated this point, then came down to this point. I was supposed to actually take this trade on Friday, but I was still skeptical. With this game, sometimes you fear. Anywho, so I placed in this virtual order right there, and I expected that because of this range, we were building liquidity, as you can see from here. So what I knew or had in mind is that this POI, okay, price would come to it, then let me try and draw it off, then come down from there, mitigate this area, which is the 5-minute POI that had not been touched. Why? Because we needed to break or take out all this liquidity, especially this one. So I expected price to at least come there and head over to the upside, possibly to also break the structure. But as you can see, I took this trade on the Aussie dollar from that point, and I kept on pushing my stop loss to the upside until it was enough, and I just accepted the loss. So that was a loss that I took, and I didn't want to take this one here because I felt also with this POI, let me try and show you, I felt also with this POI we would buy from this point, okay, but I didn't do that because that was the news, and with my funded effects, you're not allowed to trade during the news. So that is what I was expecting, but I let that trade run to the upside, then possibly maybe come down with this next news that would have happened only to tag me in on both areas or both sides and maybe maximize on those points. But that didn't actually happen, as you can see. So what am I expecting, or what should I expect from the Aussie dollar? First and foremost, I'll want to draw this off and delete this one also, the news. So from what I'm expecting is this 5-minute POI, I feel is still alive to me, and I would want to also check on it later on during the next week and see how it will react from there. But for now, let me now draw this POI after all that happened, because as you can see, price pulled back, then broke structure to the upside. So all this that's happening is happening because it's liquidity. So also this is liquidity. Now they're built up enough, but I'm not sure if it's enough for them. But we have but we have this liquidity right here. Okay, we have this liquidity right here, and we have this liquidity right here. So I'll be expecting price to at least come down, maybe look for possible buys, but I'm not sure, because my plan is always to trade through the London and the New York session. Okay, so that is what I'll be expecting from the Aussie dollar, maybe to buy off from this area, but only if that will happen during the the London or the New York session. So that is what I'll be expecting on the Aussie dollar, and see maybe how things will turn out. Okay, so from the 4 hour, just real quick, because I'll have to go and get that bell. I'll also want to see price reacting off from this area. Okay, so I'm going to pull this aside a little bit and show you that is what I'm expecting for it to happen. So that is the Aussie dollar. Let me come back later so they can do the GBPUSD and wrap everything up. Okay guys, so let us now look at GBPUSD, and starting off from the weekly, you can see that I was playing between this high, okay, and this low. Let me try and draw it off so that others can see. Okay, that's my high, and I see this break of structure right here. Okay, then I see this low. Excuse me. See this low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the colors of this one so you can differentiate. Put them black. Excuse me. Black. So here, black. Oops. Okay. Black. Okay. So yeah. So be playing around this area and this high, so the lower high and lower low, and as you can see we had this change of character on the 15-minute, which price is actually reacting from this what do you call it, this flip zone. Okay, because after price actually not actually flips on, but you know, reacting off of from this area. So let me try and refine that real quick. Okay, like that. So yes, so price is reacting off from there, and there's something that I just noticed, that after this break of structure right here, price actually went, or rather pulled back up, but not actually to this extreme. So after it pulled back up, came down, okay, then had this POI that was not touched until later on, which is here. So let me try and draw it off so that you can understand what I'm trying to do. So that is where I see price reacting off, I think from the POI of Monday, April 2022. Ouch. Okay, so now I'll be expecting price to actually come here, because I took the whole range. As you can see, I took the whole range like this, but now I have to refine it down to this point. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because after this pullback we had this return, then we had this pullback again, then broke structure. Now in between this break of structure, as you can see here, we see that we had these kissing candles or wicks that, you know, like interjected together, then push the price down, which actually price didn't come to that point later on. So for these weeks, for me, I feel that it only mitigated to that area. Okay, it only mitigated to that area, but not this POI that I've just drawn or refined to right now. So let me try now to explain what I was trying to say. So why that was happening, price was now playing around this area on the weekly, only for it maybe to target this point. And although I was expecting that we would see some reaction off from this part, sorry, we would see some reaction off to this part, as in that is from the couple of weeks that we've been doing our analysis, but that is not been happening. So for now we'll just have to understand the way price is, where price is at, and see maybe if it can come and break the structure to the upside. So let's go over now to the daily and see if we can get a clear view. So for the daily, we are also playing in between that high and this low. Okay, so we're still on a downtrend, but looks like the lower high, the higher high looks to look like what do you call it? Look like a weak high, where price is actually heading to go and break through. So that is what I am looking at this point of this area, and for the way that I had this speculation, I feel it has been invalidated. So I'll delete that, and I'll also delete this arrow later as I continue explaining, because from what I can see is price could be going to, you know, mitigate that upside that we just saw on the weekly right there. Okay, so let's try and see what is happening on the daily. So we reacted off from this extreme. Okay, tried push down with the NFP, I think for June the NSP for June. Then July brought it back up and actually broke this minor structure, which is the 4-hour structure. And now what is happening is I see one POI that had not been mitigated after the break. So let me try and draw that real quick so that I can show you. So it is this one here. Okay, so I'll be expecting price to come to this point where maybe we can look for some buys before we go to the upside. That is, if there'll be anything to react off from this high of the daily. So from this side now we are seeing that price is at that point, and maybe let us try and look for possible downward moves to that area or section of the daily, so that we see if there are any possibilities of any trades. So yes, so 4-hour now we were playing between that high and that low, but price seems to have broken through to the upside, and as you can see, price has just been coming or pulling back, but not that deep, only for it to build more liquidity for more buyers. So what I'll be expecting now for the 4-hour is I was expecting for the change of character to happen around there, but since it didn't, I'll have to push it to the upside right there, so that from there, if price gets to like break this change of character like that, then I'll be looking to sell to this point to see on how far it can mitigate to that area. But for now, I don't see any possibilities for that. I'll only draw that there and let it happen to occur coming next week, or maybe the days in the future. So let us now go over to the 15 minutes, try and explain about the week, and see what has been happening, and also summarize out with the forecast for GBPUSD. So I had this high on the 15 minutes, okay, and I had this low. Now this being on Monday, I noticed there was this change of character. Okay, so price pushed down, came to this range, my range of the 15 minute, then danced around there, but I felt from this area maybe would have pushed back to this extreme just to mitigate this change of character, and also come down, as you can see. But that didn't happen on that same day, and actually didn't happen at all. So I felt maybe from this POI that I just drew and took my trade, I would actually bank that early enough, so that I could get some profit. But that did happen, because as you can see from here, I was taken out. Let me try and show you. As you can see from here, I was taken out. Okay, but I didn't lose hope, because the next day, now I think this was now on Wednesday, after price came down, I felt now we must go to the upside and do what, and mitigate this extreme up here. So what happened, I drew this liquidity point, then I let price run throughout Tuesday just to see how it can happen. So I tried to look for trades around there, but it didn't bear fruit. But once I noticed on Wednesday, right here, especially on the London session, I marked this POI. Okay, I marked this POI. Then I felt maybe we could be selling off from that point, but something else told me, don't forget about this extreme above here. We need to also come and mitigate that area first before maybe we push price lower to that point. So what happens is, I drew my triangle just like you can see. I drew my triangle like that, which price actually broke to the upside, then came down, danced around that area, which was my 15-minute POI once again right there, and I took this trade, which was very, very, very handsome. Okay, but sorry, very beautiful. But I actually pulled out real quick, because I felt that from this range maybe we would have come and continue to the downside. So I lost faith on that. I think that's something also people need to work on. If you trust your trade, then you need to let it go or let it run. So what I would have done, maybe I would have put my stop loss to drop it back to break even, and or also above. But for this case, as much as my trailing stop loss was at this area, okay, at this area, price still went and shot up, but I already exited manually when price was still in the range. So yes, it was a good trade despite this loss, but this one at least recovered some little bit of bucks. And also I didn't want to look at this extreme, because after this winning trade I didn't want to like look for that extreme and see if we can have the possible sales as speculated. So after these highs, I never saw any of a change of characters from there, so I let that price just run over like that on its own. So coming now on Thursday, I felt we had another triangle right here, so I drew this POI, but I was expecting price to actually come down here so that we could go up. But as you can see, price broke to the upside, and after breaking to the upside, I took this blind trade. Okay, I took this blind trade, and for me it wasn't that beautiful, because as you can see it was a loss, and I didn't have much or enough confidence for it to prove to me that we were going to buy to that area. So GBPUSD, what I can say is that it was a little bit unpredictable ending of this week, and I just wanted to get out and let everything go on its own, and let everything play out on its own. So without those kinds of losses, with the few profits that I made, I felt that I still made from my records, which I can't show you with this with this software that I'm using. I think it's the Xbox Game Bar, something like that. I can't shift from tabs to tabs. Okay, so you just have to bear with me as I tell you that I faced a little bit of losses, and yeah, that is how I look at that is how I spent my week on my trading. So what I'll be expecting is some reactions from this point. So I'll set this virtual buy, okay, and let it happen to stay like that. So let's go to the 4 hour and see if we could be expecting any other moves. So because now we cannot tell of the direction that we're going to go, we can only say that from this area I am not seeing any POI that I can sell off from. So maybe I can have this one drawn off. Let me try and draw it right there and put it back to that point. Okay, and maybe wait to see on how price will react from that point coming next week. So let's see what area we are reacting off from. Okay, yeah, so we could be reacting off from this area. So I'd love to have this as my daily, and then have another triangle as my 4 hour POI, because those will look like they'll be strong points where to see or look for possible trades that will come about. So let me try and get back to where I was. Okay, so up until now I feel we are still buying, and I'll want to see some reaction off from this point. Okay, but if we break this, if the price breaks this change of character and cause a candle close, then I'll be looking for some sell opportunities during the pullback. But for now I believe price is just going to still move to this area, then maybe see on how price will react from there. So that is what I'll be expecting on the GBP USD. Even for the daily, we should not also forget. Okay, we should not also forget that we have this POI that is supposed to be mitigated despite the break of structure of the range on the daily. Okay, so that is what I'll be expecting from the GBP USD. What I can say, or the key takeaway for this analysis for today, is from the losses that I took, there are those blind trades. Okay, so those blind trades where you don't have much confidence to prove to yourself that you should take it, you need to also be very cautious about them. Okay, always have some confluences that you know that prove well enough that the direction of the market is gonna go to your favor. Okay, so even if price or trade doesn't work your way, please accept that loss and let price move the way it feels like, and look for another opportunity some other time. Okay, for me, I think I took like 6 trades that day, and it wasn't very pretty, and from those 6 trades, I think I had like 1 profit. Okay, so please just be very, very cautious about that, and also be very, very keen on the conferences that people meet, or conferences meet or also expecting. Okay, so I don't have much. I pray that you have a very nice weekend, and also have a very peaceful week next week of the 15th to the 19th of July. Okay guys, God bless you. See you next weekend. And also don't forget, I have my Telegram group. It's not a channel. I made it a group so that we can interact and see on how we can trade together and have a few suggestions so that we don't make many mistakes. And also the TikTok is available. I'll put the links in the description box so that you can follow. For that one, it's just for tips and also updates to show you on the things that I'll be expecting on different pairs and the live trades that I'm about to take, or maybe I've taken and has turned out. Okay, and also YouTube, don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe and all that, so that we can continue working together and helping each other get this money. Okay, so good luck and goodbye. God bless you.